Welcome in, everybody, to not ScribbleSupport. Ah, nice guy. Trying out new days. I don't know if it will continue to be this day or this time slot, but you know, we're experimenting, trying to figure some stuff out. I want to add a second day to my stream lineup, and I've also been thinking about moving times around, so I figured I would test another time while I was at it. So we're doing a bit of an earlier stream today. I expect that we're going to be a fairly small company today because it's rather in the middle of the day on a Wednesday, and people aren't used to me streaming at this time, so we'll see how it goes. I'm curious if some new people will show up, or people who I haven't seen in a while might find themselves available. We'll see. The goal is to have more points where I am available. I also don't know how long I'll be going. Yeah, we're just gonna wing it. I might even play some video games. I had a couple of friends say that they might try and show up today, so either we'll hang out and draw or we'll play some games. I don't know. This isn't a strict task day like ScribbleSupport is, so we're just gonna vibe. I have misplaced my glove. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna start with some more practice of that new rendering regiment that I cooked up. I want to do a good amount of practice on that just to you know, sink it into my funny little brain. And besides that, I would like to have a good number of examples of it, because I plan to open commissions on VGen. Wow. Aviary. 14,000 moons. Yeah. Welcome back. So yeah, let's just get right in there. First of all, let's see if I can't remember the last time I did a stream that wasn't ScribbleSupport. Pop. Let's see if it correctly configured. It did. Yippee. Yeah. Then we're gonna finish up this piece of cedar that we did before the holiday break. Tablet is in an uncomfortable spot. That's a bit better. So I need that Amira piece open as well, because I have forgotten the layer structure. We shall copy from you. And in fact, I think we can indeed copy from you. Get rid of that whole thing. Throw this down. Oh, right. Amira is a smaller resolution than Scedar is, too. I drew this before I made that decision. That's fine. That shouldn't cause any issues. Just gotta get rid of all of the contents of this. Ugh. There we go. Maybe I'll repaint the background and take a little more than like the 10 minutes that I took on this one. Man, it like just it even just did it again right there. It really likes to stick my tongue out. I don't know what changes. Like, does VTube Studio on my phone like sneak out updates or something? How come my tracking is like never the same any 2 days that I fucking stream? Whatever. So firstly, I need to figure out what the lighting situation is gonna be like. Did I use a 3D model? I use... What are you? That's just for the hand. That's the other pose. Nope. I think I drafted that purely with shapes. Okay, well, I guess I will just have to kind of wing it, or I need a 3D model. Yeah, let's do the, I'll do a quick 3D. I need you over top this. I'm very stupid. Why won't it let me? There we go. Bup. Come on now. Why is the point like that? Really, I can't change that? Rotating like relative to the joint instead of the floor. This doesn't have to be perfect. I just want a rough idea of where the light should go. That's not what I want. If it's any part of the 3D model that I don't like, it's the arms. It's always quite a pain to get the arms to move in exactly the way that I intend those to be. But it's not too difficult to just force the pose rather than trying to use the, like, control orbs. I'm in. Missed. Okay, there we go. That's plenty enough. So now they are outside in the sun. The sun is gonna be pretty, like, high up, I think. So something like that. We don't want these things to cast shadows. Wish that was hierarchical. Alas, 'tis not. To do each one of these objects manually. Hello. Click. Oh, that one's hidden. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Alright. You know what? While we're in here, copy all these correction layers that I used for that. That's not a lot of light. I guess it is pretty bright out. Maybe we don't need that. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All of this in light reference. There. Now they can live up there, and I have a little guide for where my light should be coming from. I should not need that template anymore. There goes my tongue again. I shall try, I think, first some kind of layer corrections. Now, where are my gradients? They're over here. Yeah, I've been, for the past couple of weeks, but I made some pretty dramatic changes since last stream. I like rebound all my hotkeys to try and get like the entirety of the functions that I use in Clip Studio to be doable with my left hand without like having to look down at my keyboard. So I need to kind of work out all of that while I'm working today. So I'm going to be fumbling a little bit, but that's okay. Wow. All right. Does this work as like a sunlight gradient? The yellow should be up. Cool. Sure is bright. She is bright. Maybe overlay, just like crank that down. Yeah, that could work. Leave that off for now. We'll mess with that more later. I don't know what be like yellow, I would imagine, right? Let me get us a reference picture of a sunny day at the beach. Can I get one with like a person in frame, not just a view of the water? Ba-da-da. That works, I guess, but that's a picture from the 1960s. I would like it if I could find one a little newer. Okay, that'll work. What do you have going on? The shadows look pretty warm still. If that's her skin tone and this is the shadow tone, yeah, it's still very warm shadows. Okay. So we're looking for like yeah, basically just the skin tone, even down by the rocks. Well, the rocks are kind of yellow as well, so the reflected light, like right there. Yeah, the hue's barely moving. It's all very much up in that orange range. Okay. We shall follow. So then, where am I? This draft goes away. Render. We'll start with the big shapes. And we work our way from the bottom up. All right. We'll just use the color that I have on currently. But I'm sure we will have to tweak that later. Ugh. My eyes are all watery. Okay. Should that come further? Nah. Put some sand in them, yeah. Alright, that's a note I need to make. Probably going to be doing this a lot because I'll run into problems with my hotkeys. And I just pushed F for fill, and it took me to the gradient tab because that's the last tab I selected. So I need to hotkey the fill sub-tab, not the fill tool, because I want F to always take me to fill because I very, very rarely use gradients. F to fill sub-tab. All right. That. Stop. How would this cast shadows? I imagine the rock is like touching their foot, so I guess like that. Ooh. Yep. Might not be making this line deep enough. Like, maybe should be more like over here. Give the core shadows more room. Oh, we'll see. Astro. My goodness. I think we're gonna have to murder these kobolds, gang. How to handle the tail. I don't like that. Aha, I remembered my new lasso tool. Ooh, I didn't. Color. This whole ass thing should be masked. Yep. Something like that. It's looking okay, I think. How about now? No? How about now? No? Why aren't you enclosed? I'll just color it in. Yeah, I think I'm definitely making these too narrow. It's all right. We shall fix it. as I add shadows. Okay. Alright. We're gonna have to figure out how to shade this sweater on our own. Think about that. Sunlight's coming from up there, so... something like that. Not too much. Nah, I don't think so. Who up outering the wilds? Who up echoing the I? Hmm. That looks okay to me. And all of this back here too. Hey, Prince. Yeah. This should be like... Yeah. Tail. Be like that. Maybe a little bit more on the bottom, maybe. What if there were two snakes on screen? Oh my god. Can that be done?
Hello.
Hello. That color's bad for the inside of their mouth. And their funny little face. The model does not take light good, so... They'd have like a little bit under their chin. Some like on this side of their face. Yeah, it looks about right. Two snakes, which one is real?
Whoa. They're both real.
Ooh, now how can I do this in a way that doesn't make me want to die? What brush is that I used for that chain? Is it this one? No. It's probably this one. It is indeed that one. Share to Discord. You're on earlier than I would have expected you to be.
Yeah, I checked my work schedule, and I have Friday and Saturday off, and assignments aren't due until the end of Saturday, and I don't have school on Friday, so I was just going to do them during my normal school hours on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, we're winning today, despite once again mildly electrocuting myself.
Yeah.
It was only 5 volts. It's fine. It's fine.
It's more the amps that will harm you than the voltage.
Well, my resistance is really low, so the current's probably pretty.
Thought Batbug chain. No, Nora's over there.
I am Batbug.
Yes, it is me.
I'm an imposter, you see.
Amogus. Ah. There you go. Yep. I think that's a thing I can change. Let me write that down too. I'm gonna take lots of notes today. Time to recognize hold. Hopefully I'll remember what that means in the future. I think I saw a place in Clip Studio that allows you to change that, but what I'm talking about is, so like here on their arm, I'm on my pen right now, right? And I can make pen strokes, and then I can switch to my fill bucket and fill in that area, right? If I instead stay on my pen, so see I'm on my pen, if I hold down the hotkey for the fill bucket and click that shape and then let go of F, I'm back on my pen again. So I like to do that when I know that I'm going to like just perform a quick action and then switch right back to the tool that I was on. So this filling is a good example of like I'm making shadow shapes and then I want to fill those in and then I want to go back to making more of the shadow shape or like refining it, being like, oh, I need to like remove a bit from that or whatever. It keeps on sticking on the new tool, and I'm pretty sure I came across something in the settings that lets you change like how long you need to be holding down the key for it to like start registering that whole system of like, oh, you're on the fill bucket, and then when you let go it goes back to the pen. Like, because if I do that like operation fast enough, then it takes my hold as a tap, right? And then it just keeps me on the fill bucket. So when I try and make another pen stroke, I accidentally fill a bunch of shit, and then I need to undo it and go back to doing what I was trying to do. So I need to find that and shorten the length of time that it needs to be held for to count as a hold versus a hit.
It's pretty cool. Talking about all the hotkey controls and stuff for Clip Studio makes me want to try to figure out a way to rig my orb weaver.
Your what?
The number pad joystick combo that I use for Final Fantasy.
Ah.
I could rig that up. That'd be kind of fun.
I know of Liquify, yeah. I know of some artists that I don't know how. I would imagine it's some kind of like utility program that you would need to download or something, but they hook up Nintendo Switch Joy-Con.
That's wild.
So like they just have a you know, you can imagine someone drawing at a screen tablet, right? You know, they're leaning over the tablet. They got their stylus in their right hand or their left hand, whichever, and then in their offhand they're just holding a Joy-Con. So like you can use the buttons on that to change tools or like rotate the canvas or whatever.
What a bunch of fucking nerds, dude.
Yeah. Because
that's awesome.
Nintendo, one of the short list of cool things that Nintendo does, probably not on purpose, is that the Switch controller is direct input. So that's like a driver type that Windows will just take that. So you can go to the store, buy a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and just plug it into your computer with a USB-C cable, and it'll just be like, oh, controller. For instance, PlayStation does not do that, or at least it didn't. I don't know if maybe the PS5s do now, but PS4, you had to have like a utility program to recognize your PlayStation controller and like translate it into like a Windows compatible driver, so that you could use like the PS4 controller as a gaming controller on your computer. So that's why Xbox 360 controllers became like the go-to for getting a joypad for your PC, because Microsoft, the Xbox just runs on a fucked up version of Windows, so it just works. Right? You just plug the Xbox 360 controller in, and it just happens. But Nintendo used that same architecture for their controller drivers, so you could just plug in a Switch Pro controller and it works. So I don't know how to set up like Bluetooth, or if you need to trick like the Joy-Cons Bluetooth to pairing with a PC as opposed to a Switch. I don't know what hoops you have to jump through, but it can be done. I've seen it done. You can have a Joy-Con in your left hand and have a bunch of hotkeys on there.
Wow, that'd be pretty cool. I think I needed to learn the controls better first. It's just is going to come with practice and time.
Yep.
But
I'm redoing that right now. So I think you were here last week when I said I rebound like all of my tools, and still actively doing so. I have ideas of like where things should be, and I'll make those changes, but then when I actually draw, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I can't do that because it's already like this function, or it's not working right, or like I'm actively constructing it still, but the goal being to rebind my keys such that I can do all of the major functions that I would normally do on a regular basis entirely with my left hand without looking down at my keyboard. So like I'm just using the first like 4 columns of your keyboard, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then imagine the all the keys under that, so like Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, etc. I'm using those, and actually even the top row, the first 4 function keys I've bound to stuff, and then like shift and control and combinations of those. That's not how it works.
I always look at it in respect of like, when you innovate, you have to kind of not demolish what you've already done, but sometimes starting from a clean slate like that, even if you're doing repeated actions or repeated patterns of organization, like sometimes that can, in my head anyway, clear up the space a little bit to make room for like better improvements too. I think it's always nice. It's part of the philosophy of the tower. The tower, if you ever pull it for tarot cards, it's like a the tower is a symbol of something magnificent that is going to be built, but before the tower can be built, you have to first destroy what's there and make a foundation.
Right.
And like that can happen multiple times over.
Well, that doesn't.
I always find myself doing that same thing, just out of habit,
darker.
just in general.
Yeah, I've spoken about this before too. Whenever I interface with something on a regular basis, I guess a good metaphor would be like wearing a groove into your couch where you like to sit. Like I very much want to dig into whatever I am using and make it me shaped. You know? So if it's gonna be something that I touch on a regular basis, I want to like not ever have to think about what I'm doing. You know, I want operating in that space to be second nature. So I touch like every function of a program that I'm learning, and will change keybinds and such to things that make sense to me. I think that makes a sizable difference. These colors are terrible. How can I change this? Why isn't it like really getting darker? That does the same thing. Do you need to not be on linear burn? It's making it colder. How's it doing that? No, it's not, but it looks like it is. Why does it look like it is? I don't understand color theory. Help me. Need to be more saturated? Is that what gives me what I want? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, all right. Strange. So I got whatever math linear burn is doing. The value is not as important as the saturation is. Strange, isn't it?
almost exclusively strange.
Getting like really gray over here though, which is not what I want. Oh, it's fine. Just make the shapes. Try and fix the colors later. Yeah, Nor's a snake. Ooh, what?
Yay.
Oh. There we go. Ah. Hey, Chug, how's it going? Managed to find a time slot where you're streaming, huh? How's it going, Chug? What were you up to? How did your stream go? Minecraft? What you doing in Minecraft? Long time no see. Yeah, it's been forever. Playing a mod pack? I figured that seems to be the thing to do. I don't know many people who just play Minecraft. Gearing up to fight Big Bad Wither. Nice, nice. I don't know if I've ever done that. I don't play a lot of Minecraft.
I don't even know what a wither is.
It's like a funky, like, three-headed wraith that you, like, need to do something special to summon. I'm not entirely sure cool. The purpose of it. Probably drops some special material or another to do something with, I would imagine.
That is an interesting looking fella. I could see his rib cage.
Yeah, this isn't working good. I don't know what to do about it. We're ending up with some weird ass, like, fucking Grand Canyon sedimentary layers going on my character. The colors are not behaving how I want them to. Fight is mostly for aura points, I see. You get like a trophy for killing it or something, right? You can like put up the trophy like a dragon's head. Like, look, we've killed the Wither.
We've killed the Wither. The Witcher? No, Geralt.
Yeah. How long until CD Projekt Red starts using AI? Probably already
Oh,
are.
don't, no, don't. Actually, I feel like CD Projekt Red are just a bunch of masochists, and they like their, what is it? How many years is it usually that they reemerge with a game that they like have to come out and apologize for the like rest of the
I don't
5 years?
I don't keep enough track of them to answer that. I don't know.
My point is that CD Projekt Red won't do AI because they like their humiliation ritual they put themselves through.
Yeah, I've heard plenty of good things about Witcher 3. It's not my kind of thing.
I don't know what it is about it. I couldn't get into it. I like the universe, the stories that I've read out of the books. I've really enjoyed. I really liked the first season. I don't know why I can't get into the game.
I need to be able to Mass Effect it.
I see. I actually I think
I
that's
need
a really good
like
point.
Femme Geralt and character customization. That would work on me. But
Well, you can get one of those. You can get one of those in the next one.
I won.
I won. The money is mine. I think this is going to be really funny if I can pull it off. But
There's a Femme mod. Yeah, I'm sure there is, but like there's like voice acting in that game, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, that's some kind of shape. So now can I get back to trying to make the colors work for me? I guess it would be easy enough for me to just do that. And then lower this one's opacity. That is not doing what I want it to do. We just do multiply. That's better.
Multiplier.
Yeah, something around there. Maybe a little bit darker on this. How about a lot darker on that, and then more opacity here. Why is that not changing? Oh, because I have the wrong thing selected. That would be why. Somewhere around there. So far about this process, the thing that is most cumbersome to me is getting the proper light colors. Not sure how to do that well. Bam, 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 bam. Don't like that. Yeah, sure. Lane change at the front there. I really have fun doing this. I like adding all these like little lines. It's fun. I like how it looks.
That's killing two birds with one stone right there, because I think it's coming out really good, and it's a lot of fun. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Living the dream.
I do this one. Yeah. Eh. It's better. Okay. Ooh, that's not working. Oh wait, no, because there's no shadow there. So that is working. Yeah, okay. Yep. Wand select. Where did I put that? Nope. There. My brain said W is too obvious of an answer. It can't be that. It's W.
Whoa. Tricked all along. It's always W.
I already don't like this, but I think I'm going to keep doing it. Just to have like a finished piece with this mindset. That way I can compare it to the other two things that I've done and like really decide whether or not I do it like this or not. I have not changed the density of this tone that I'm using. And this Scedar image is twice the resolution of the Amira image and the Catbat image that I've done with this style so far. So it's going to look quite a bit different because the relative size of the tone dots are half as big as they were on the other pieces. And I'm pretty sure I already don't like it. I want them big and chunky. But I'm gonna keep doing this just for the sake of having a complete comparison. Hey, Han. Pain? Han's dying.
You have chose the path of pain.
Don't like it. No. Oop. I did that on the wrong layer, didn't I? I did. Total redeem, could it be for a 14 character as long as there's pictures? Yep. Why the fuck does my tongue keep sticking out? I hate how my rigging is never the same. It just makes random changes on me. It starts doing shit whenever it feels like it. How will this look? Let's find out. That ain't bad. What have I done? What is happening here? Did I hotkey the same thing to streaking? I need to check something real quick. What is that? It's fill and halftone. 4 should not be halftone either, should it? Like you to be 4. Well, while I'm in here, I guess I'll set that, make that note. Brush. What category is it under? Is it under brushes? Ah, that's okay. All right. Make you 2, delete that shortcut, make you 2. So now I have pen, halftone, airbrush, shape filler. All right, that feels good. Your 14 character. Yeah, I guess I can do a doodle of your 14 character. I don't think I'm gonna do that right now though. But yeah, send me pictures, preferably of whatever outfit you want also. Yeah, I don't like their mouth being filled with the shading color. It gets rid of like all the detail in there. Take that back. There we go. I don't like what I got going on with the tail here. I'm not sure how to fix it. Oh, you're streaming stuff.
I guess. I don't It's taken me a very long time to get to even this point.
Am I in the right Discord channel? Did I do a stupid again? No, we're in streaming. Just Discord decided to reset my fucking settings. I love you, Discord.
I don't. Discord, you are a disappointment of a child.
That's... yeah. Okay. Yeah. I definitely do not like this. Let's port that out so we can do... like side by side. Forgot I had that one open. Layer mask. Yeah, that's smelly. Stinky. Don't like it. Like, even I'm glancing over at OBS and I can still like see the texture like in Amira's hair and like some of the tone down here and like the hatches there and there. And it still looks decent, but like, how can I get a good view for you guys? There we go. So see, even like the tone in her ear, the texture on her ear, like the hatching versus how it looks over here. The hatching looks okay because I draw that manually, but like you can't even really tell that there's tone on their face over here in the small OBS view that I'm looking at, because the relative size of the dots is so much smaller. Yeah, don't like it. The lines too, the thickness of the lines on Amira versus Scedar. Yeah, I think I'm pretty firmly on going over to 2K resolution as opposed to 4K resolution. I think it looks nicer to have chunky lines and big shapes. Or, well, I guess the other option is to keep the 4K resolution, but just like double the size of all my brushes and textures. I don't feel like I need to do that though. That would give me a higher resolution image, so you can like zoom in on it more before you start seeing like pixels. But I think the pixels are kind of like part of it, you know? Plus everyone looks at their shit on their phone anyway.
I don't think having the pixels be apparent is ever a bad thing. Like, I found myself looking at pixel brushes at one point and realizing that I still kind of actually like that aesthetic a little bit.
Yeah.
So... And I've never heard anybody actually out loud say, "Ugh, there's pixels in this art."
Mm-hmm. How do I want to give you a shadow? Do that with like tone? Ooh, no, that's gross. Nope, don't like that. Waiter, more pixels, please. Hmm. Yeah, I suppose that's enough of a, like, test, and this frame is also really barren, so why don't we do something? Oh, right, the sunlight ooh, nope, that's too bright.
Send this back to the kitchen. Your frame is very barren.
How would I do sunlight? How about that? That's not bad right there. I don't think I restarted the scrolling. Oh, no, I did. What if I did like a really hot orange, like really bright orange? Ooh, what am I doing? Why did that? happen? Did I hotkey the wrong thing? No, I didn't. How did I end up in that category? How did that happen? Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna do what I did in that other picture and change the composition to be like a vertical camera photo. So I need a... Did I delete my template? Oh no, there it is. Why does it keep sticking my tongue out? I'm very annoyed by these.
This just in. Batbug can't control their liquor.
Mm. I'm just gonna steal the phone UI from that other piece that I did that one time. What was that for? That was for Art Fight. Listen. Hmm. Well, never mind. Don't like that. What are you making?
I'm attempting another emote.
Hmm.
Because if I don't do things that use this color palette. I don't know if I'm gonna want to keep this color palette.
Mm-hmm.
A dread emote is always funny to me because I feel like it give a lot of people a lot of blank stares. So, but alas.
And now you're way too bright. Way too exposed. Still isn't giving what I want. That's better. I may want to just go back to the gradient though without the extra orange that I put in there. No. Yeah, no. All that. We do more than one? That'd be dumb. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Maybe this way? Yeah, I like it better down there. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. To all that done, we're gonna export that as the test. And now I think I'm gonna make a huge mess. I think how can I do this? if I just change the image resolution. That should keep my lines the size that they are. So it should make them chunkier. It did not do that. It's annoying. Why didn't it do that? Because they are vectors. So why did it... Yeah, now they're brush size 5. God damn it. Well, I guess I can change this. I'm trying to convert this to the same resolution now as the Amira piece to get more of that chunkiness in. But of course, that's going to cause a bunch of problems. Hey, Foo. Welcome in. Oh, boy. And that means I'll have to redo the tone layer. But that should have made the texture layer the right resolution, I think. I can actually just make sure of that by stealing it from here. That texture layer. You often forgot to talk here to start drawing. That's fine. You can just lurk and hang out if you want.
Fuck yeah. I'm high-fiving you. Good job. That's what the That's what I'm talking about. Hello, yes, that's it. Or whatever the internet Jesus says.
The internet Jesus.
Internet Jesus. The man who talks very monotone and always wears a white shirt.
Oh, I've never heard him referred to as that before. You're talking about Critical.
Ah, yes, that's the name. I don't know. I threw that out there because I was like, the man's paid to be a contrarian.
That is what our algorithms favor, yes. Oh, that's way better. Yeah, way better. Yeah. So I might not end up with like a really nice finished quality here because of what I did, but that absolutely proves to me that I prefer the 2K resolution. Yeah, so again, either I can continue to work in 2K or I can scale it back up to 4K and just modify my texture brushes to be the appropriate scale relative. How's your comic coming along, Fu? You've been doing like a crazy amount of work on that lately. I should do this more often. Mostly typing lore to kind of set it up before I even start drawing. Yeah. I think that's the way to do it. I don't know anything about comic, like professional comic production, but I would imagine it's easier to handle if you like have an outline first. That makes sense to me. Her toenails are fucked up looking now because of the resolution change. That's fine, I'll fix that. Why'd I call them a her? Is Scedar a girl? I still don't know.
They could be an any.
Could be.
They could be an every.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing you're thinking about. That thing you're thinking about. That's me.
Most of the time you don't stick to your documents, and it helps to have a better understanding of where the story is leading. Yeah, that's my major issue right now. I have all kinds of like cool ideas and like sorry, what just happened? Did I forget to plug in my light? I did. Haha, my light's battery died. It suddenly became darker in my room, and I was like, "What?" The hell was I saying? Oh yeah, I have a bunch of cool ideas. I even have like like a language that I'm developing, but I have cool themes and I have cool ideas, but I don't have anything to say. Like I don't have like a story. I have like plot points, but I don't have a story to tell, or like a moral, or a message. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. So I haven't really gotten anywhere like with my stuff of that caliber. It's something I gotta figure out at some point. Ads are coming soon. Yeah, I want to do stuff. I might even try to deliver whatever my story is as a game.
That'd
I
be
think
cool.
that would be neat. Give me an excuse to do fucking something with my college degree. Because unfortunately, I was not really told the state of the industry when I was in schools, and it was much less publicly awful when I was in school. So it was kind of a hey, surprise, congrats on your funny piece of paper that cost you a exorbitant amount of money. Would you like to climb in this wood chipper? It's like, I don't know if I do. And that's if I even got a position. Because our laws and regulations are crappy and inadequate. You can apply that to basically whatever fucking context you want and it be true. That corporations are beholden to, like, based on something, I don't know what it is, their like market share or whatever, they're supposed to offer a like dictated number of positions, right? Like that's part of being a corporation, is that like, oh, you're this size, you need to have like this number of full-time employees or something, right? But the problem is they don't say that. They don't say you need to have this number of full-time employees. They say you need to have this many positions. The positions needn't be filled. So loads of fucking corporations just post job offerings with like nonsensical prerequisites. And there it is. That's the position. Dang, it's gone unfilled for the past 20 years. I guess that's a tax write-off. You know? So that they just say, fuck you. And entry-level positions to get into my field require, like, 4 years of experience or something like that. And it's like, huh? Sir, where do I get the experience? This is where I'm supposed to be able to walk into the door and start getting the experience. No. You require 2 published games with your name in the credits. Thanks. but whatever. I was saved from a miserable entrapment in the Fortnite mines. So that's probably where I would be had I continued down that path. Or I should say, that's probably where I would have been for a period of time, because that was like 8 years ago now, so Lord knows I would have been laid off long ago. Yippee! Games! I love video games. Okay, and then we do a color layer on top of this. Make a folder out of this.
The reason I drew this is because I'm brain dead.
Hmm.
Maybe this is just a reflection on how I'm feeling today.
See, has my light gotten enough charge to turn back on again? Yes. Okay, what was I gonna do? Turn you off? Yeah, I want to color the line art. Is in here. Right there. There we go. Oh. The eyedroppers. Yeah, eyedropper was on the wrong setting. That's why. But yeah, I have like a couple of characters in my setting, and like I have a setting. I guess I should. That's a simpler way to say that. But I don't have like a story or a message. All I have is a cool setting. I hope to figure that out eventually. Something looks off about this, but I think it might just be because I did not, like, deliberately craft the line art in this resolution. See why it looks a little fucky. Yeah. I definitely really like how the tone looks in this resolution, though, and the chunkier outlines. Speaking of, maybe that's what looks a little strange about it. If I were to clip something to that, I could get it. There it is. Maybe orange. That? No, like that. That looks weird. If we just use this. Overlay is not going to do anything to it. This is not yielding me pleasing results. Okay, getting somewhere with that. Forgot how, yeah. I'm a warrior main. Troublesome hierarchy of this creature. That does it. Okay, good. Mm-hmm. I haven't played Gunbreaker since the changes either. I think I kind of given up on Gunbreaker. I liked it when I played it, but I think Amira's pretty committed as a warrior. I haven't touched Dark Knight since Stormblood. I like Dark Knight! I liked Dark Knight when it was an HP leech tank, but it's not that no more. That's what Warrior is. Excuse me. Hmm. Yeah, it's better. Don't like how their nails are mostly black. Maybe I just reduce the size of the line here. Yeah, that'll do. Do I work in vectors? For my ink, I do. Yes.
I have no brain cells. I hit the biggest wall, and I can't dig myself out of it right now.
Hmm. What is going on here? This weird hierarchy. They look fine without the glasses on. What is causing the... Oop, I lost my pen nib again. What is causing... Why is there a line in there? Oh.
Huh?
There we go. Weird. I don't know why I had it set up like that. The solid black eyes are a little distracting. Maybe we use their, like, green. Yeah. That's all right. I think it still doesn't look as good as the other ones that I did because I scaled this down and I didn't like create it natively like in this resolution. But overall, I think that works out pretty well. That's in a different layer now. Yes, it is. Kind of scrub out those hard black lines, give them just a little bit of color. What is causing that color? That. I'm nodding my head and it's sticking my fucking tongue out. Why you do this?
Tell it to stop.
Is it happening like in here? Here, look at my weird virtual face. Wow.
Wow.
Now I need to get it to happen again, and it's not going to happen again now because now I want it to. No, it's not doing it anymore, motherfucker.
Because you brought attention to it.
Yeah.
It's a shy fault. It doesn't like attention being brought to it.
All right. Let's rename that. Rename this. All right, so now if we Yeah, I can tell immediately. Oh, this one doesn't have the texture back on.
Maybe I can't think because I haven't fooded. I'm gonna go skedaddle and acquire some grub.
Okay.
Okay.
Overwrite that. Whoops, yes, overwrite that. Failed to write. Oh, right, because it's open. Don't need you no more. Don't need you no more. Keep you open. Overwrite that. Now we open. Yeah, 100%. How can I do this for you guys? That should do. In here. So that's the new one. The 2K resolution one. That's the 4K one. Yeah, I like the 2K way more. I like the simplified shapes. I like the chunky lines. I like the very visible screen tone. Yep. 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 Oops. I pushed the wrong button. Welcome to the treehouse. Bring that back. That's the button I meant to press. My signature should be warmer. Like that color. Yeah. And maybe I... Right, that's what's weird. So I don't have a key. I guess two should be my paint category. So under brush, we have paint. Let's delete that shortcut. We set it to that. Because I feel if I switch to something else, then I switch to this, it'll be on halftone because that's the last brush that I selected. But if I use my paint brush, and then I switch away and back, it's still on the paintbrush, yeah. So 1 is my lines, 2 is my brushes, and then specifically 3 is my airbrush, and 4 is my shape filler? Is that what I want it to be? What else would I make it? I don't know. I'll leave it like that for now until I have another thought. So 2 for brush. 1, 2. Wait a minute. Ooh, that's annoying. Okay, we can fix that. We just put the airbrush back in its own category. The problem being because my airbrush and my paintbrush are in the same category. If I press 2 to go to my brushes, and then I press 3 to go to my airbrush, I'm still in the brush category. So that just told the brush category to be on my airbrush. So then when I switched away and back to 2, it goes back to my airbrush, not my paintbrush. Yeah, so that can be fixed by separating the airbrush out to its own category. Oh, and it even kept the hotkey. Cool, I didn't need to change it. So lines, brushes, airbrush, shape draft. Line, brush, airbrush, shape draft. Yeah, okay, cool. Trying to make the waves a little smoother looking. Why is this acting strange? Pressing lightly, I should get, yeah. Why am I not getting that here? Why is it laying down perfectly smooth here? It should be doing that. Why isn't it doing that up here? Hmm? I guess that just must be a flat area in the texture. That's fine, I guess. Maybe we clip the post-process to the figure. trying to drag it out of the folder. It keeps on landing in another folder. There we go. Yeah, that's better. More vibrant. You get that blue in the water back there. It is sticking my tongue out on the... I found the spot. I found the sweet spot. Just leaning right here, it's making my mouth, like, freak out. Why? 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 Why it do that? Why on earth? So it's a problem with my... It is actually a problem with my tracking then. It's not something in VTube Studio. It's not something in VBridger. It's my tracking. What if I move my light, like, closer to my face? Can I make that happen again? No. So somehow the lighting in my room is such that when I lean my head at a certain angle, it thinks my lips are my tongue. Just because of, like, the exact color they're turning, I guess? Is that... Now it's not doing it again. I'm gonna morb... Anyway. Stop fucking around with that. No, it's doing it again. I can't stop fucking with it because it's annoying me every time I look over and my tracking isn't working right. I'm making stupid faces. Why? Angie. How can I set this up then? Can I put the light right here then? Maybe? Maybe that'll work. Let's re-situate here. Calibrate. Okay. Why? Yeah. Okay. See how that works for a little while. I'm pretty pleased with this, though. I think we're done with this. That's about all I want to do. Do Scedar. Incoming error noise. Oh, it didn't. Why didn't it? Why didn't it overwrite? Well, overwrite that. Motherfucker. It's already open. Overwrite that. Thank you. Let's see now. Much nicer. Oh, we got a little weird something there. Why do we have a something there? Oh, we have it there too. That's where the background ends. Whoopsie. We can just cheese that No one will ever know. Get like the line color a little bit more prominent. Hello? Why is this behaving so poorly? Yeah, I like that actually. Let's leave that hierarchy the same, and we're gonna take you down here. Nope. What on earth is happening? Why would clipping it be making it affect the background? The background is not in the folder of the figure. Wild. All right, we're just doing that then. I'm done. I'm done fucking with it. Save that. Oh, it's gonna yell at me because it's open. Cancel. Thank you. Kill that. Kill that. I say as I continue fucking with it. Okay. I think we're done. That took me about 3 hours, but it should go faster than that normally because I wouldn't be experimenting as much. I need to get this thing. Oop. Desk mishaps. Desk mishaps incoming. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that took me 3 hours, but that was a couple of iterations of this and a bunch of experimenting along the way, so should normally not be so long. And I'm reasonably happy with how that looks, considering we didn't do it in the native resolution. Should I keep it just black? I'm all kinds of conflicted. Yeah. All right. I'm going to force myself to stop looking at that now. I don't think I reset the time lapse here, so that should be... Yep. We can just rewatch the whole thing. Why not? Man, I forgot how many iterations I went through for their clothing. Well, there it is. I realized partway through that time lapse it would have changed resolution by half. I thought that would make it like be weirdly cropped or like extra small at the end after the resolution was changed. But no, it kept it full screen and everything. That's cool. Cool. All right. Well, now I know. And in fact, I'm going to write that on my notepad just to make extra sure. We fixed that. I still have to fix that. Definite 2K. But I'll remember what that means. That doesn't necessarily mean that I have to draw in 2K resolution, but the 2K resolution one is looking much better right now. But I could make it look good in 4K as well. I just have to change the, like, texture scaling on my brushes to be twice as big as whatever they are now. Yeah. All right, good to know. Well, now what? Do we just raid out now? Very short for a Batbug stream, but I don't really have anything else lined up. I guess maybe I could do that doodle redeem. Let's see the level of, like, complexity here. My eyes. I really don't like having the light this close to my face. Maybe I can, like... Maybe I can dim it a bit and it still function. Will it allow me to do that, perchance? Alright, we'll hang out for a minute then. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see if I can come up with something quickly to do this doodle. If not, I think we'll just end, because I heard word that a couple of people might show up today, and Nor did for a little while, but the others have not manifested. So I don't think I really have anything that I want to do, like, by myself. I thought maybe we could potentially play some games or something, but nobody's here. That's fine. I'm not trying to sound, like, pitiful about that. I don't put my friends on the clock, you know, to be here. So they're not here. That's fine. I did what I wanted to do today. Let's see if I can come up with... This character evidently is also a Reaper, so let's see if we can do a quick little something. Where am I going to put this? Doodle Redeems. Put that there. Oh, you have like a fucky, like, star-shaped scythe. What the hell is a pose that I could do with that? Let me see what I did for Sun to make sure that I don't do something that looks too similar. Where are they? They are in here. This. Don't suppose I just have some, like, weapon-based poses at the ready that I downloaded somewhat recently? I don't think so. No, I do not believe that I... Nope. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm looking at. Is it because I have that on? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna end, you know? I just realized what time it is. I'm getting a little hungry. I have nothing prepared to be able to produce this, so we're just gonna end for now, rather than you, like, sitting here in silence while I look at Pinterest or dig through my pose folders to try and find something interesting. We're just gonna end for now, and I will work on this after dinner. Yeah. All right. In that case, who shall we raid? Surely we have some kind of funky selection available currently, because I'm streaming at a very weird time. Or, well, now I guess I'm actually streaming during my normal streaming hours, but I'm ending at a very weird time. Astrofel's playing Silk Song. We're going there. Wild. Absolutely wild that trying to open someone's stream on Twitch takes so much bandwidth that it kills my internet. Very cool. Very pog. Anyway. I need a funny raid message. Yep, that's good enough. Alright, grab this here raid message. If you do not have my emotes, please substitute your own. We're gonna head over to Astrofel and watch him play Silksong while I eat dinner. Yeah. Thank you for coming, everybody. A lot more people showed up than I expected. I thought that streaming at such a weird time, people would be busy or not get the notification or whatever, but actually quite a lot of you showed up. That's cool. Maybe I'll keep streaming during this time slot then. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your time zone. I shall see you all later. Be back on Friday, the normal time, for more ScribbleSupport. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing on Friday. Probably gonna need to work that out. Maybe we'll take a little bit of a breather and, like, do a regular ass ScribbleSupport prompt, just to give me something else to practice this new rendering style on. That could be fun. Yeah. Anyway, for whatever I do on Friday, we will be here at the normal time, 6 p.m. Eastern. And let's go say hey to Astrofel. See y'all later.